Hello, my friend, and welcome to part 3 in my Psych Authority series on healing disorganized attachment. In this video, I'm going to tell you something that no other psychology expert that I have ever heard from will. This is a huge shortcut to healing disorganized attachment, and I am really excited to share it with you. Now, in parts 1 and 2, we have learned 1. How our brains work when we have a disorganized attachment style. 2. How to pay attention to our thoughts. 3. How to rewire our brain for success. 4. How to express our feelings openly and honestly. And 5. How to change our body language to start healing disorganized attachment and begin building a more secure and healthy relationship with our partner. Now, if you have missed parts 1 and 2, definitely go back and watch them before you watch this video, because there are some super important things in there that you really do need to know in order to fully heal disorganized attachment. Now, you can check the description below for links to those videos. Now, if you have already watched parts 1 and 2, let's get straight into this video. It is time to really crank things up a notch here, and step 5 is really going to be a lot of fun. Now, it might be super scary at first, honestly, but trust me, it is worth it in the long run. If you actually do this step that I'm about to share with you and you stick with it, you will literally transform yourself into a completely new person. You will look back at the old unhealthy you and you won't even recognize them anymore. If you actually do this step, you will see a huge amount of growth, not only in your romantic relationship, but in all areas of your whole life. Now, you might be thinking, if this is such a big deal, why didn't we just start with this step? And that's a fair question. Now, the reason is because, honestly, we are not ready to do this step when we first start healing disorganized attachment. If we started with this step, we would not be able to handle it. We would probably quit before we see any results. Our negative and toxic thoughts would overwhelm us and force us into submission to protect us from what is about to happen to us. Because when we have a disorganized attachment style, our mind is afraid of everything. But now that we have learned to recognize our negative thoughts and how to rewire our brains for success, we are ready and able to stop and correct our negative thoughts when they start bubbling up to the surface. So now, without further ado, it is time for step 6, building our self-confidence. When we have a disorganized attachment style, we usually also have very low self-esteem. We have this terrible image of ourselves in our minds, and we feel that we are inferior to other people. So it is time to start fixing that. Once we start fixing that, the changes will reverberate into every other aspect of our lives. Now, having low self-esteem ultimately means you do not have confidence in yourselves and your abilities. So when we start building our confidence in ourselves, we will start to feel like we actually have power over our own lives, as opposed to feeling like a victim. So how do we start building self-confidence? And here it is. We have to join a local gym. And we have to start going to the gym and working out every day. You do need to take 1 day off per week, but you should go to the gym at least 4 or 5 days a week. Yes, you are going to do this, and I will tell you why. When we have this disorganized attachment style, it makes us not only have a negative view of ourselves, but we also have a negative view of other people. We do not trust other people. We think that other people are out to get us. We think that other people will hurt us, or they will take advantage of us, or make fun of us. But when you join a gym and you start going and you start working out, you start to realize one thing. Nobody really cares. Nobody cares about you one way or the other. You are just another person putting their time in at the gym. Now, your brain is going to lie to you and make you think that everybody is staring at you, or just there waiting to make fun of you for being out of shape, or whatever. But what your brain needs to learn to understand is that nobody else is really focused on you at all. Most people are too busy focusing on themselves to even really notice you or pay attention to you. So your brain needs to know that while you are at the gym, you just blend in with everybody else who is at the gym. It's like this big anonymous place where people go, they do their thing, and then they leave. And honestly, it's pretty much like that everywhere else in public as well. And here is another thing you will notice. You will notice that many of the other people at the gym are just as self-conscious and weird about being at the gym as you are. Now, if price is an issue, there is something called Active&Fit Now, where you can pay about $30 a month, and then you can go to any of the gyms that you want to in your local area. I will leave a link in the description below if you want to check that out. There are no contracts, there's no additional fees, and you can even cancel it at any time. Now that might sound too good to be true, but it is not. Active&Fit is actually what I personally use, and it's awesome. I use it to go to LA Fitness, but you can also go to places like Anytime Fitness and other places like that. So there's another excuse down the drain. Now at this point, your brain still might be screaming at you, telling you all kinds of great reasons why you are not going to start going to the gym. So let me tell you one more important thing that will help you overcome this fear. It is completely normal to not want to go to the gym, and even further, nobody really wants to go to the gym. I mean, we all know that we need to go to the gym, and that we should go to the gym, and we might even plan to go to the gym. But when it is actually time to put on our shoes and walk out that door, our brain starts throwing all these really great reasons and excuses at us for why we shouldn't go. It's too hot out. It's too cold out. We deserve a break. We really should get some more work done on that project. And on and on and on and on. This is actually really interesting. The reason that our brain tries to stop us from doing things that would be good for us is because our brain is trying to protect us from all the imaginary negative things that it expects us to experience. But since we have learned to stop, pay attention to our thoughts, quiet our minds, and then redirect our thoughts into a more positive direction, we can now override these fears whenever we need to. Let me ask you this. Do you think it would be good for you to work out at the gym? Is working out good for your body? Does it make you more healthy? Wouldn't you feel really awesome if you got into shape or even got super jacked? Of course, the answer to all of these questions is yes. And if you said no, you are just lying to yourself. So here is what you need to know. Anytime there is something you know would be good for you to do, like working out, and your brain starts throwing lots of really great excuses at you as to why you shouldn't do it, that is your signal that you have to do it. Again, this only applies when it's something that you know would be good for you. Another thing, I recommend that you join the largest gym that you can find. That way, it's easier for you to blend in. If you join a really tiny gym where it's just you and 3 other people working out, it will probably be a lot weirder and you will be more tempted to quit. Now that we have joined a local gym, we are cooking with gas. We are making some really great progress forward in our goal of healing our disorganized attachment. In the next video, we will talk about some of the best workouts you should do after you join a gym, more ways you can go about building self-confidence, and even more about healing disorganized attachment. That is all coming up in part 4. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think, and how is your journey to healing disorganized attachment going? I would love to hear from you. Please leave a like and share this video if you found it helpful, and then click here to discover the next step in healing disorganized attachment, and I will see you there.